Hello everyone. So in the last lecture we talked about the pulley problems, right? For example, if there are two blocks which are attached with a massless pulley, and when they are released, what will be the acceleration of the two blocks and how much tension will be there in the rope, right? And then we also talked about the kind of problems where one block is kept on a frictionless table and another block is hanging through the pulley, right? And then again we can calculate the tension in the rope and the acceleration of the two blocks. And for that, what we have to do? We have to draw the free body diagrams and then we have to apply Newton's second law of motion, right, on each block separately. Now today we are going to understand how to deal with when a block is kept in place of a horizontal table, it is kept on an inclined plane. Okay, so let us see that. So what we have learned earlier, for example, if there is a block of mass m and I drop the block, right? How much will be the acceleration of this block? When I have something is dropped, the acceleration is due to gravity, right? That we already know. So acceleration will be equal to g. G is acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, and g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Now if the same block is kept on a horizontal table and pushed with some force, then once the amount of force which is being acted on the block, that will give you the acceleration of that block, right? But now instead of a horizontal flat table, if you have an inclined plane, okay, then how do we calculate the acceleration with which the block will come down? Because we all know that if a block of mass m is kept on an inclined plane, right, then there will be some gravitational force acting on it. If there is no friction, then the block will come down. If there is friction and less than the gravitational force, then also block will come down. So we will calculate the acceleration of the block in both the cases, with friction and without friction. Let us take first simpler case. So no friction between the block and the inclined plane. No friction. Okay, I am keeping it simple. Now how to do that? When the block is falling or straight, right, then in the vertical direction, then the acceleration due to gravity is the acceleration of the object, right? But when an object is kept on an inclined table, then how much will be the acceleration? We'll find by drawing all the forces on the block. So on this block, gravitational force will act always vertically downwards, right? Now how we have to view this problem? When the object is on an horizontal plane, then so you can take here, okay, when the object of mass m is kept here, then mg is acting downward, and if force F is being applied in this direction, then you can find F net is equal to mass into acceleration. This is, let us take x direction and this direction will be y direction. So the normal force in this case will be, acceleration will be F over ma, and this acceleration is in x direction, okay. There is no acceleration in the y direction, so all the forces will balance in the y direction. So normal force will be equal to mg, right, and the acceleration will be this. This is the applied force, right? Now the first thing what we think is that when we take an inclined plane, we shift our coordinate axis. Okay, so I will take this to be an x-axis along the incline. Why? Because the object is moving along the incline. So I will consider this as x-axis, and perpendicular to the x-axis will be the y-axis. Okay, this is the first thing which you have to understand. Shift the coordinate axis. Okay, because it becomes easy to imagine. Now this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, right? Now I have to find this mg is acting vertically downwards, right? So, and how much is this angle? We can see geometrically. I will draw separately that, for example, or we can just see here, this angle is theta, this is 90 degree, right? This angle will be, the sum of these three angles is 180 degree. So this will be 90 minus theta. Okay, you can check by geometry. This is simple. Theta plus 90 minus theta plus 90 should be equal to 180 degree. So theta will cancel, you will get 180 degree. So now this angle, okay, this angle will be how much? This full angle. I am talking about which angle? I am talking about the angle which mg is making with the inclined plane, right? That is 90 degree, right? So this will be theta. Okay, this is the first most important point to understand in order to find this angle. Once again, listen. Okay, this is an object. This is mg. This angle is theta. This angle is 90. So this angle will be 90 minus theta. Correct? Because the sum of the three angles is 180 degree. Now, this, why I am drawing this? Because I need the normal force that will be perpendicular to the surface. This will be the normal force, right? So this whole angle is 90 degree. If this is 90 minus theta, this will be theta. Now, okay, I hope the angles are clear. Now another important point. I would like to have the component of gravitational force along the incline and perpendicular to the incline, right? Here, why? Because the gravitational force vector that is making, actually one should not make like this. Okay. So this is mg. So I will again draw this diagram. How? Let me draw this here the way in which you all understand, which we have learnt in vectors. Now see carefully. This is mg. Okay, let me take this mg. Okay, this vector is mg. It is making an angle theta with the horizontal. This is theta, right? Now, if any vector makes an angle theta with the horizontal, then the horizontal component, if I drop a perpendicular, this vector will be mg cos theta. Okay, this we have already learned that any vector can be resolved into two components, cosine and sine. And if you drop a perpendicular, this vector will be mg sine theta. Right? That's what exactly we have to do here. Now I am drawing in orange. This is mg. This will be mg cos theta. So you can just rotate this vector and try to see. And this component will be mg sine theta. I hope this is clear. Right? So the gravitational force is acting vertically downwards. It will be resolved into two components, one parallel to the incline, that is a horizontal component, and one perpendicular to the incline, and one component will be mg cos theta with the angle will be cos and other will be sine, right? So now our job has become simple. This is x-axis. Why I am doing this? Because I need the force along the incline and perpendicular to the incline, right? Because along the incline, if I know the force, I can find the acceleration, and perpendicular to the incline will give you the normal force, right? So what we have to do in the inclined plane, whenever an object is kept on the horizontal table, you have to just shift it, tilt it, okay, with an angle theta. So your x-axis will be shifted with an angle theta, and perpendicular to that inclined plane will be your y-axis. Okay, I hope this is clear. So now, once this is clear, I will remove this. Okay, so here this is mg. So this is mg perpendicular, okay. This will be mg cosine theta and this will be mg sine theta. Okay, if this part is clear, our job is done, right? Now, it's everything now after this is exactly the same way what we have done earlier. There is nothing new, right? So now along the incline, along the x-axis, how much is the net force? F net is equal to mg sine theta. And how do I find the acceleration? F net is equal to mass into acceleration, right? When I equate these two, m will cancel and acceleration will become g sine theta along the incline. This is the acceleration of an object which is moving along the incline on a frictionless surface, okay? When any object is dropped, acceleration is g. But when it is coming down on the incline, it is g sine theta. It is reduced by sine theta, okay? Because the acceleration will be less than g. Because the maximum value of sine theta is 1. So you can just imagine when theta becomes 90 degree, then it is equivalent to saying the object is dropped in a vertical direction. So when theta becomes 90, sine 91, then a becomes g. Okay, it is fine, right? So as it becomes an inclined plane, the acceleration reduces compared to g, okay, because the maximum value of sine theta is 1. Now in this case, how much is the normal force? Normal force, because there is no acceleration in the y direction, so the forces will balance. Normal force will be equal to mg cosine theta. So always compare these two results. First case, case 1, when the object is dropped, acceleration is g. Second case, when the object moves on a horizontal plane, right, then the normal force is mg and force whatever is the horizontal force, right? But now when the same block is kept on an inclined plane, then the net force will be mg sine theta. This theta will play a role, important role. That will give you the acceleration, and the normal force will be mg cos theta. Okay? I hope this is clear to all of you. Now you can just use this. You can just keep on adding the complications, that instead of one block, if there are two blocks, right? We'll do that. Now let us take two blocks on inclined plane. Connected blocks on the incline. Okay, so the common problem, which is very common problem, which is asked in AP exam or the AS level exam is this. For example, if any block is kept here and it is being attached with a pulley, and another block is kept here, M1, M2, okay, and there is no friction on the incline, M2 is greater than M1. So what will happen? As soon as the blocks are released, M2 will come down and M1 will go up. So this is the direction of acceleration, right? This is angle theta. Now let us first draw all the forces, and then we will draw the free body diagram, and then we will use the apply Newton's second law. Okay, so what are the different forces acting here? M2G, tension here, then vertically downwards always you draw M1G, resolve into two components. This is angle theta, okay? Mg cosine theta, Mg sine theta. These are the forces which are acting on these two blocks. There is no friction, okay? Friction is ignored. Frictionless surface I am taking. Okay, frictionless surface. Now, how to draw? This is the direction of the motion. So, how to draw the acceleration? Can we write directly the acceleration of this system? Yes, we can write. What we have to do? F net over total mass that we have learnt earlier. We can ignore the internal forces, that is the tension, because they will equal and opposite. They are equal and opposite, they will cancel each other. So, I can write directly the acceleration as F net over M total. That will be equal to, what are the external forces on this system? M2G and M1G sine theta, correct? And they both are in opposite direction. Again, you can imagine this in a straight line, and then you can just think. So, F net will be M2G minus M1G sine theta divided by M1 plus M2. It is very, very important to have an intuition of this. Okay? We can directly write the acceleration without drawing the free body diagram and writing two simultaneous equations. We can do that also. If they ask you to calculate the tension, we'll do that. Okay, but if they do not ask you to calculate the tension, then you can just directly find the acceleration. So here, let us now draw the free body diagram. What is the free body diagram of M1? M1, towards right is tension, towards left is M1G sine theta, correct? For M2, please do not get confused. This is different direction and this is different direction. This is the direction of the motion of the system. So, this is M2G and this is T. Okay, these are the free body diagrams. Now, let us write the apply Newton's second law. So, this is moving towards right. So, this is the direction of net force and the acceleration. So, I am taking this to be positive. So, for this T minus M1G sine theta is equal to M1A, equation 1. I can write this to be equation 1, equation 2, and the second one will be, it is going this. So, this will be more, right? So, M2G minus T is equal to M2A. So, from these two equations, if you add, it is clear tension will cancel and you will get M2G minus M1G sine theta is equal to, I will remove this, M1 plus M2, right? This is what we have written there. I hope this is clear. When you add these two equations, tension will cancel. You will get M2G minus M1G sine theta is equal to M1 plus M2 into A. Okay. So, we will get that acceleration, and then, so from here also you will get M2G minus M1G sine, again I am showing, okay, M1 plus M2. This I am getting by adding these two equations. You will get the same result. So, this M1 plus M2 will come here and you will get this acceleration, the same result. Okay, just I wanted to show you again from the free body diagram. Now, once you have calculated the acceleration, you can calculate the tension by putting in either of the two equations. Again, there are two simultaneous equations, two unknowns you can calculate. Two unknowns are T and A. m1, m2 and theta are known. So theta has to be given to you. Okay. You cannot calculate more unknowns if there are more compared to number of equations. So here, so T will be equal to m1a plus m1g sine theta. Okay. And you can substitute the value of T, A, m2g minus m1g sine theta divided by m1 plus m2 plus m1g. Okay. Then you can just simplify, right? You can check the dimensions. On the right hand side also you should get the dimensions of force, because tension is force. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can calculate the problems of inclined plane. The most important thing is that you shift your coordinate axis, right? Then resolve the gravitational force into two components, along the incline and perpendicular to the incline. Along the incline will give you the net force, right? And then perpendicular to the incline will give you the normal force. Now in the same question we can just add friction, right? Let us see how to do that. With friction. Okay. So for example, now there is a friction and the coefficient of kinetic friction is mu k. Okay. Object of mass m, gravitational force will act downward. I will resolve this into two components. This is angle theta, mg cos theta, mg sin theta, and now there is a frictional force Fk, coefficient of kinetic friction, and the object is sliding down. So friction will be in the opposite direction. Find the acceleration of the object as it is released. Find the acceleration of the object, okay, as it is released, okay, immediately after it's released. So how will you see? How will you write? We have to apply Newton's second law. F net is equal to mass into acceleration. How much is F net? Mg sin theta is acting downward. So this is our x direction and this is y direction. Okay. So net force in x direction, because we are calculating acceleration in x direction along the incline. There is no acceleration in the vertical direction. Mg sin theta minus mu k normal force. This is we have learned in the friction lecture that the kinetic friction is when the object is moving, the friction which is there, that is called as kinetic friction, and the value of kinetic friction is mu k into the normal force, right? So here we have learned Fk is equal to mu k into the normal force. Mass into acceleration in x direction, okay, and normal force is how much? In the incline, if the object is moving in horizontal plane, it is mg, if there is no other force in the vertical direction, that we have discussed in detail. But if it is on the incline and there is no other force in the vertical direction, then normal force Fn will be mg cosine theta, because this will balance this, right? So it will be mg sin theta minus mu k mg cosine theta. Okay, m will cancel. So what will I get? G common, g sin theta minus mu k cosine theta will be the acceleration. These are the three results which you have to remember. Once you have done few problems, it will be there. But one should be aware that if an object is dropped vertically, acceleration is g. If an object is moving on an incline without friction, right, then A is g sine theta, we have just calculated, it is reduced, and if there is an incline and there is a friction also, then A will be g sine theta minus mu k cosine theta. Okay, one should always compare these three results, right? So acceleration A is equal to g. When it is coming down, it is reduced, and obviously you can put theta is equal to 90 degree and check. And in this result also you can check, if there is no friction, mu k is 0, again you will get A is equal to g sine theta, right? Here in this, if mu k is 0, there is no friction, you should get back the result without friction. And if theta is 90 degree, you should get back the first result. Okay, so this is how you have to calculate the inclined plane problems. Now you can keep on adding. This is the concept of inclined plane. Once you have understood this, you can just keep on adding the complications and calculate. Okay, we'll do more problems in the next lecture. Okay, see you then.